and you shall be to me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation.
Judah, you are the rabbi.
Because God is all-knowing, and because he knew that we could not be as holy as he had asked, he gave us a new covenant, which he spoke through the prophet Jeremiah.
Behold, the days are coming when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. Not like the covenant I made with their fathers when I led them out of Egypt. For that covenant of mine they have broken. This time I will speak and write upon their hearts.
How do we know that this new belief of yours is the fulfillment of Jeremiah's words?
Because all that was written about the Messiah has come to pass in Yeshua from Nazareth.
Then Yeshua must have known what was prophesied as well.
He lived his entire life knowing his purpose and how it would end. One year ago, he knew that his hour of suffering for mankind was at hand.
Yeshua
told his disciples that that very day he would be betrayed. And that night he was delivered to the hands of the pagans.
Behold this unleavened bread. This is the bread of affliction that our fathers ate in the land of Egypt. Whoever is hungry, let him come and eat. Whoever is needy, let him come and eat Pesach. This year we are slaves. Next year, may we be free men.
And I will pass through the land of Egypt on that night, and I will smite all the firstborn, from man to beast. And against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgments with a mighty hand, and with great awe, and with signs and wonders.
Leavened or unleavened bread? Why on this night do we eat matzah? On other nights we eat vegetables of any kind. But why on this night do we eat bitter herbs? On other nights we don't even dip our vegetables once. Why on this night do we dip our vegetables twice? On other nights we eat either sitting or reclining. Why on this night do we all recline?
You have a fine son. What am I saying? We all have a fine nephew. All things written in the law that God gave Moses foreshadowed the redemption that he had planned for us, for those who believed, even before the foundations of this earth were laid.
I've read the scriptures, Judah.
Good. Then you also know that when our forefathers, Adam and Eve, ate of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, that God said that they should know death.
So it is written.
But God, in his grace, also promised a deliverer through the words of judgment, in which he cursed the enemy of our soul, the serpent.
I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed, and he shall strike you on the head, and you shall strike at his heel.
Later, through the prophets, God spoke of a deliverer like Moses, who was to deliver his chosen people.
Stop this, Judah.
You know I speak the truth, Isaac.
Yeshua
Fulfilled what was written. He embodied everything Scriptures tell us.
No, Judah, that's your truth.
But as for you, O Bethlehem, too small to be numbered among the clans of Judah, from you one shall go forth, who shall be ruler of Israel. The prophet Isaiah foretold of his virgin birth. Behold, a virgin shall give birth to a son, and he shall be called Emmanuel. God is with us.
Stop this, Judah! Stop it now!
I am only repeating what is written in the Scriptures, Isaac. How many times have you read these words yourself?
Yitzhak, come back to the table.
And listen to more of this blasphemy? I can't believe Father's letting him do this.
He's only telling you what he knows of the Scriptures.
I've read the Scriptures too, Ruth. I've taught them to my children.
Yitzhak. Yeshua passed through this village and raised Eliezer from his tomb. We were there. We saw it with our own eyes. Remember what happened last year at Passover? We all saw the darkness that covered the earth when Yeshua died. We all felt the earth shake. The Cohen told us that the very veil from the holy temple was ripped from top to bottom. None of us thought such a thing was possible.
What are you saying?
All of this couldn't have been a mere coincidence. Perhaps we should take care that we don't find ourselves filled with pride and arguing against God. Please come back inside.
The Scriptures teach us that there are three parts to the Passover. Pesach, the lamb. Matzah, unleavened bread. Maror, bitter herbs. Just as this lamb must be without blemish,
So Yeshua
was unblemished of sin, sacrificed on the Passover that he might fulfill the law that Moses and the prophets had spoken. Did you know that the minute of his death was the very minute that the last Passover sacrifice was allowed in the temple?
What does that have to do with anything?
As Isaiah foretold, he was the sin offering for our salvation. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he never spoke a word. He was led like a lamb to the slaughter, and like a sheep before the shearer he stood dumb, silent before those who condemned him. Yet he had done no wrong, nor ever spoken an evil word.